Okay, there we go. There we go. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Listen, we are finally going to tell my story. It is currently July 19th. It is Sunday, and we have 4 more days left of this Mercury retrograde. And this retrograde is very significant to why I am back here in this spot, this park, my physical plane science lab where I started, right? I came to this park June 11th, 2025. But before we even get into that, you gotta start from the beginning. We gotta start from the beginning to where it all started, man. Because this story is intense, man. Because I lost everything. When I say I lost everything, I lost everything. Car, home, job, you name it. I lost everything. Down to my belongings. The only thing that I walked out was this bag right here and the clothes I had on my back. Now, if you pay attention to my videos, this is also telling my story. Pay attention to all my videos when I started making content. My content starts in my apartment, which is right around the corner. It's like it's right around the corner. That's where it starts, in my apartment. Now, again, my ability videos and my actual content videos also tell a story because the background changes when I change. Again, I started in my apartment, then went to a relative's house, then from a relative's house to a homeless shelter, then from a homeless shelter to the streets, then from the streets to another city, then the city that I'm in now, then to the park, then from the park to another spot, and then from that spot back to the park, and then from the park to a hotel room. Now, when you pay attention to all those videos, you will see exactly that in that order, and you will see the growth of my abilities. I'm not like every other practitioner who likes to show videos all the time and do ability videos and show all that stuff. That's not me. Now, I do have tons of videos. When I say tons of videos, I have over 1,000 videos of me doing abilities. No, it's not to brag. I was doing science experiments. So it's my phone is going to be packed with videos of me experimenting and doing things. That's what I do. And that's what I did. I'm learning my body by mastering the sun and moon, mastering my mental, mastering my emotions, and we're here now to where I've actually built something to help the collective, to where they don't have to go through what I went through just to evolve and to learn something. So this is where LMIU Stream comes in, where I built that while being in this park. But it all started when my mother died. Now, mind you, I don't have a relationship with my mother. I only saw my mother twice my entire life, the age of 2 and 13. Now, when I had cancer in my early 20s, I was able to reconnect with my mother by speaking to her, but I still didn't see her. even though I had the opportunity to do so, I didn't do it because I allowed someone else to influence me not to go see my mother. And I was afraid to be rejected and abandoned again. So I didn't go. And then some time goes on. Then I found out my mother dies. And I go to the funeral and her body was leaving there. It was just a picture. So that hurt even more. So, and this was like around before I even went to the funeral. I was not into spirituality. I was doing my own thing. I was in my own world. I was just chilling, being me. You know what I'm saying? Living my life, doing my thing. Some spiritual things crossed my path, but I never really got into it until my brother moved in. Then that's when all the spiritual stuff took a whole, just it took off. It mainly took off after my mother's funeral. Like the day we pulled out of that parking lot, actually got in the car, is when my abilities just said, turn on. And that's when everything just said from there. Like, I didn't realize how potent my abilities were until I tell you what happened next. Because my sister died 3 months later. Now, after that funeral, when I sat in the car with my brother, I heard a voice say, your sister is next. Be ready. When I heard that, I was like, what? She's next. Like I didn't believe it. It blew my mind to where I was like, what the fuck? I had no idea. Like it was like you hear this and it's like who is telling you this? You know what I'm saying? And then 3 months later, I'm playing my game with the homies, right? And then 3 months later, I get a phone call from my brother. He was like, our sister just died. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, our sister just died. Now, I knew this. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. But when he called and told me that it happened, I was like, whoa, it was true. And then that's when I really began to sit down with self and study me. Because how did I know that? Now, when I was younger, I was able to see spirits and do a whole bunch of stuff. But the main thing that startled me the most was being able to see entities, like actually see them. And I remember telling someone what I saw, and they were like, oh, there's no such thing as ghosts. But I know what I saw. It was a white figure, quite tall, but it was a white, misty figure, right? And it had an outline. It had about that much of a height of an outline around it, of more white around it. But the inside was like a stick figure, a white stick figure with an outline of white. And it was going up and down the hallway nonstop as if it was lost. And mind you, I'm about 6 or 7, hide under the blanket, like, yo, what am I seeing? What am I looking at? What is this? Right? And as I, grew, that ability stopped because of the influence that was around me. But again, after my mother's funeral, everything turned back on. But before that, when I had cancer, that's when stuff like, okay, so the cancer is when it started. My mother's funeral amplified it. Because when I had cancer and they were juicing me up with that radiation, listen, listen, I could hear stuff that was unreal. I could taste unreal. Smell unreal. And my strength was unreal. If my grandma was here to tell you what I was doing, she would tell you. You know those John Deere driving lawnmowers? I was lifting one of those up effortlessly. And she caught me doing it. And she was like, put that lawnmower down. Are you crazy? I was just testing out my strength. I was like, yo, what else can I do? Because they juiced me up. And also, um, I had got into a fight as well too. And I happened to put the dude in a headlock and then picked him up like he was a little baby. I was like, and dropped him out of fear because I'm like, what the hell did I just do? And how did I do that? I dropped him out of fear and just said, and balled up because I was trying to figure out what I did and how I did it. And ever since then, I've been locked in. Like I kind of took a detour from that, but again, everything picked back up once my mother died. Because you have to understand, the cancer stuff was back in 2012 and 13. My mother died in 2022 of January. So it's a bit of, that's a huge gap. A huge gap. 2012, 2022, that's a gap. So I really wasn't talking about that stuff back then. I was somewhere else. But that's how everything started. It was all traumatic and trauma that started all of this, man. And I'm here to tell my story because everybody that I grew up with thinks everybody that I grew up with thought I had a easygoing life, you know, because of who I was living with and who I stayed with. Nah, nah. Y'all don't even know half the stuff that was going on in there. Cause I would like, trust me, the stuff that I want to say, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Cause y'all thought this family, y'all really thought this family was all that. Nah. Y'all don't know half the shit that was going on behind closed doors, man. Cause you got to understand, 22 adopted children in one home. 22. Listen to the number. 22. That's a big number. Huge number. And nothing put more fear in me than that white man with the briefcase. Oh man. If you ever seen that white man with the briefcase, you knew you was gone. You was about to get picked up for doing something. Even if you didn't do nothing. And you saw that white man with the briefcase, oh, you was going somewhere. You was getting taken away. I don't know where they went, but you was getting taken away. And then that's when I stopped talking about the ghosts. That's when I just stopped talking, period. I shut completely down as a child because of that white man with the briefcase. I didn't want to be taken away. I didn't want nobody to know my abilities or what I could do. I just stayed quiet. Until this very day, sometimes I still do that. I stay quiet. But it's not because I'm afraid. I'm observing and feeling before I step out. So it's safe. If it's not safe, oh, I'm not speaking. I don't know you. I don't say I don't trust you anymore. I say I don't know you. I don't know you. And I don't want to get to know you because I can see you. If I can see you, I don't, man, listen. It's different over here, man. It's different. Now that I'm truly understanding what I was doing as a child and I'm tapping back into it now, Man, listen, it's different over here, man. It's different. And I've been hiding this from a lot of people for quite a while because I didn't want anybody to look at me different. You know what I'm saying? Um, Especially the when I found out I was autistic. That's another side of me that I hid from a lot of people because I didn't want them to look at me different or treat me any different. I wanted people to look at me for who I was, not because he has this, so we have to talk to him different. Oh, this is this, so he had to no. Fuck all that. Talk to me, chill with me, like speak to me. I'm still human. I'm still me. I'm still the same person that you were chilling with 5, 10 seconds ago. Only difference is they put a label over my head. You know what I'm saying? So, and that too, I took the time out to understand what that label meant. What is Asperger's? What is it? And I studied it. I studied what they labeled me with. And it's quite cool because the things that I'm capable of doing because of this, it is cool, man. Like the pattern recognition, the puzzles, the number sequences, being able to critical think and see things differently from different perspectives. And it's like so much stuff that I love to do. Like one of my things that I love to do is build things without using directions. I rather look at the picture, visualize it, and then build it. That's what I do. Look, visualize, build. Just like that. But 17 minutes in, this is the first half. I know I'm all over the place with this story, and trust me, this story is going to be all over the place, but we're still going to keep it part one, part two, part three, so you guys know how to, keep up and stay along with me. Because I do have partial of the story already posted on my YouTube. It's further down, but in those stories, it's the same story that I'm telling, but a whole different version of me. Whole different version of me. And you can tell because of how I'm speaking and how I'm acting and how I'm slightly victimizing myself in most of my older videos. I'm victimizing myself because of what happened and how it happened. But now I've outgrown it, I've healed from it and moved on from it. I'm no longer victimizing myself. I'm able to teach what I learned from that. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I'm telling my story because while I was going through what I was going through, it wasn't easy to speak on what I was going through because it was so much. Because it wasn't just me, it's a whole lineage that I was working for, man. A whole lineage, not just me, man. So, yeah, man. And we got it done. Through homelessness, living on the streets, having absolutely nothing, no money to our name, no nothing. Nothing. And we did it. We did it. Built our businesses, multiple. And we doing our thing, man. But this is the part one. And there will be a part two, three, four, and I have a longer story. I'm gonna tell my story. Know that. Signing out.